welcome back. Now walking up to Bergen Community College. I will show you where the classroom is, and then I will introduce you to the course by taking a look at the Moodle shell. To get to classroom L142, I guess it's easiest to just walk on the outside. We can see the new outdoor classrooms. Of course, now doing ice and snow, this is not the greatest, right? But maybe towards the end of the semester, maybe we'll have a class session out here sometime. It says Bergen Education Center, right? And we are now here at the south entrance. All right, we're gonna walk right in here and walk to classroom L142. And there is 142. Turn on the lights. And this is where we will be meeting. Okay, so we're going to turn towards the computer and I will start it soon. So here we are in our Moodle shell for the Christian Scriptures, the spring semester in 2022. Let me just walk you through a little bit about how this works and what the expectations are for the course. So we are on the welcome page, on the very first page when you come to the class, and there is that little welcome video that you can listen to. We're not going to go through that now. And right after that you see office hours, right? Since I'm an adjunct faculty, I do not have an office on campus. So if you would like to talk with me, you can actually, I have to change this. It wouldn't be stay a few minutes after class because I have a class right after our sessions. If you would like to talk with me at some point, request to come and meet with me a little bit before class. We can meet like 15 minutes early or maybe even half an hour early if you want to talk to me in person. You can also request a WebEx meeting, which we can schedule at a mutually agreeable time. You can also send me an email to Reinke@bergen.edu. I'm pretty good usually in responding fairly quickly, at least within 24 hours, unless it's on a weekend or holiday. And if there's something really pressing and emergency, you can send me a text message to 201-320-2951. Then class attendance. I am so happy that we are back in person. Both of our sessions will be in person and not online. So we will meet every Tuesday and Thursday from 9:30 to 10:45 a.m. at the Bergen Educational Center in Paramus in room L142. Our first day of class will be on Tuesday, January 18th. Our spring break will be from the 14th to the 19th of March. April 5th is a day where we do not have class because of faculty conference. And then the last day of the semester is May 10th, by which day you have to have everything in for the class that you want me to consider for grading. Now, I am expecting, since this is an in-person class, that you attend every class session regularly and punctually. Think about the fact that we only have an hour and 15 minutes for each class session. So it's really essential that we don't waste too much time right in the beginning. If you arrive after 9:35, I would consider you late and will mark you as such. That will be, then you will only get 80% of the mark for that day. Each day that you attend counts for 1% of your final grade. So you can maybe see what it does to you if you do this on a regular basis to miss classes, right? If you miss more than 10 classes altogether, then you missed about 66% of the course, right? And that might get you an E grade, which means that you informally dropped the course too soon. So make sure that you are there. Here's the syllabus that you can print out if you want everything in writing the old way, but you don't, you have basically everything here on Moodle, so you don't have to print that out for yourself. Here is the weighting of the course, all the different things that you have to watch out for. So being in class is 30%, right? There are going to be 5 quizzes. Each quiz counts for 3% of your grade, so they're adding up to 15%. And then there are going to be 4 major pieces of work. Early on, 1 paragraph that counts for 3%, then 2 larger papers that each count 21%, and then a final learning statement at the end for 10% of your grade. Now, some people might ask, do we have any kind of exams so in class? No, we don't. Don't worry about that. There's nothing where we're going to be in class writing an exam. It's all just what you can work at home. Here's the grading scale about how you get your A. There are many opportunities for you to get extra points, so you could actually, if you do everything perfectly, you can get more than 100%. And then here's the whole schedule that you can also see online here, but this is another way to print it out if you want to print it out. So then we have a bunch of resources for you. That's the next tab right here. Click on that. And first, of course, the books that we need to use, right? Obviously, this is the Christian scriptures, so we're going to need a Bible somehow or another. Either bring one from home. You don't have to have this one particularly. Just bring any Bible that you have at home if you have one. If you don't have one, maybe this is a good time to buy one. I suggest this one. If you buy one, get a New Revised Standard Version. That is what I think is the best translation, in order to come closest to the meaning of the text itself and the translation itself. But you also can use an online Bible. So you can use either here the Bible study tools. Actually, by the way, they have an app now as well, so you could download their app if you wanted to. But there's also the Bible study from Olive Tree. They have an app that looks like this that you can download, or you can use YouVersion, and they have an app as well that you can download. The app looks like this. So lots of ways of getting access to the Bible, but you have to have access somehow on the other, right? The other thing is our textbook from Luke Timothy Johnson, The Writings of the New Testament. That's the 3rd edition. We will not read word for word from the book in class. You don't have to bring it to class, but you can certainly prepare classes or afterwards read some of the things that are in this book that are pertaining to our class sessions. You can buy the book either in the bookstore down at the Community College bookstore. You can also order from Augsburg Fortress right here. You can probably also get it from Amazon, but that's what you can do. And here, again, as I had said earlier, here's the online Bible that we just clicked on before. I also produced a course Padlet. Click on that, and you have the Padlet that has the chapters or the units of our course basically put together here, and all the videos that I produced in addition to videos that we will probably watch in class at some point or another. So take a look at these things, so you have this as a resource for later, right? And then this one is obviously it's going to change. That's going to look differently here, because this is how does this course work. This is the video that I'm producing right now. So let's move on to the major assignments. Those 4 major assignments. The first one is just 1 paragraph. What role did or does the Bible play in my life? I want you to reflect about that, right? So if you write only 1 paragraph, you might consider, did you hear biblical stories as a child? So in other words, are you familiar with the Bible stories pretty well? Do you read the Bible still today? Has your relationship to the Bible changed over time? Maybe you never opened the Bible before in your life, so maybe this is totally new to you. Write that too, right? And then you can write why you're taking this course and what interests you now. Don't write too much. Remember, it's only 1 paragraph. It only counts for 3%. And it's due pretty soon into the semester on January 27th. By the way that you post things, you click on this link, and that will get you to turn it in. And there you have a way to post your work, right? And then I can see it and evaluate it. Let me go back to the major assignments. The second one is a fairly big one. Again, this one accounts for 21% of your grade, right? It's an exegesis paper. Now, you may say, I don't know what an exegesis is, right? You can translate it as a text analysis. This is a term that is being used within religious studies a lot. It basically is a text analysis on the biblical text. So you can choose from the 4 texts that are here, or you can suggest one on your own. There are guidelines linked in here that you can click on, and it tells you a little bit more about how to do this, and we can talk about it in class as well when it comes time for it. And then and make sure that this is 2 to 5 pages long, double spaced, and that you're using the MLA style guidelines, right? So here, click on that and you have the Bergen Community College MLA style guidelines. Here in the table of content, you can see what's in this little document. Really, really important. Plagiarism and academic dishonesty, right? When you post things on Turnitin, it will give you it will show you how much is being picked up as potentially plagiarized. If you have something that's over 40%, you are somewhat in trouble. You would have to take your paper again and see how you can change this, right? Plagiarism is an academic no-no. So take a look here as to what that looks like, right? If you are doing your research, of course, you would be using sources from the outside, and you're reading things both online and hopefully also printed material, books. Learn here how you have to quote things in the text, right? Either direct quotes or summaries and paraphrases. Make sure that you give credit where the credit is due. And then how you credit your sources at the end of the text, at the end of the paper, also your works cited list. Make sure that you learn how to do this properly, because you are going to be evaluated on that too, at least to some degree, small degree. The formatting of the research paper, margins, text formatting, heading and titles and so on. Take a look at that so that you making the paper look very well as well. And in addition to the content, that should be superior, right? Anyway, that's the second assignment. Now, one quick thing about the due dates, right? This exegesis paper is due on March 10th, on Thursday, March 10th. You can earn 2 extra points if you submit early. If you submit the paper anytime between now, basically, and Wednesday, March 9th, you will get 2 extra points. You can actually, this could then be worth 23 points for you. If you're submitting it on the due date, on Thursday, March 10th, then the maximum grade will be the 21%, right, at 21 points. If you submit one day late, I will take off 1 point, and your maximum grade that you can reach is only 20%. And if you're submitting 2 days late or later, I will take 2 points off. And your maximum that you can reach at that point is 19. So do it on time or early, and you will gain extra things, right? Third assignment, the research paper. Write a scholarly research paper on one of the following topics: the historical Jesus, the Apostle Paul, founder of Christianity, the book of Revelation, scary or comforting, or you can also choose your own topic and then again clear that with me first, right? There are guidelines here. Click on that again. It tells you how to proceed with the writing and researching for your research paper. And again, make sure that you use your MLA style guidelines, right? This paper is 5 to 10 pages, double spaced. And again, if you submit before the Thursday, April 21st deadline, you will get 2 extra points. On the day you will get the 21% if everything else is good. And then you lose 1 point for 1 day late and 2 points for 2 or more days late. And then at the very end comes the final learning statement. Here I want you to identify 3 to 5 significant learnings that have emerged from our coursework this semester. And there is a guideline linked into that too. I want you to, and there is no, whatever length is up to you. You can write 1 page, or you can do 2 pages, as long as you have 3 to 5 significant learnings that you're listing there, and tell us a little bit about why that is significant to you. So that's the whole section about the major papers, major assignments. And again, that's a total of 54%, right? Now, all of this here are our class sessions. If you're clicking on the very first part, right, it says the class introduction is how this course works, is our topic for the session on Tuesday, January 18th. Now, you could theoretically click on that, and it's still closed right now because it's still early, but basically, since we are now meeting in person, you don't really have to take a look at this. Some of the quizzes and so on that are in here, I might use them in class, so I might ask you in class to log on to this and to take a look and then work it through there. But you don't have to do this. You can look at those things ahead of time if you want to prepare yourself for the class. That certainly can work very well as well. So for each day, right, at January 18th, January 20th, 25th, then we go on to the next one, and eventually you will get to a point where there is a quiz. Here's quiz number 1, the birth of the New Testament, right? Here's the quiz, and I can show you a little preview of what the quizzes look like. You have 2 attempts for each quiz. The time limit is 45 minutes once you begin. If you do it twice, the best grade will count for you, right? And 45 minutes, by the way, is plenty of time, because most people do this within 10 to 20 minutes. So if you have any special circumstances that allow you more time, it's already built in. So you shouldn't have to worry about that. So I had already tried it at one point, but here you can see it. There are 10 questions like these. Multiple choice, right? Multiple choice or true and false. Here, for example, is something where you can add in, right? In the New Testament is a library containing how many books? 27, right? And you can see all these different, there's something, for example, you can match. And you have an 11th question. That's always a little bit of an essay. I'm going to just put test in here, because this asked you, it's always the same question for all 5 quizzes, to identify 1 significant learning that emerged from our coursework. So I want you to reflect upon that particular unit that we just went through to see how that was significant to you. Then you finish the attempt. Of course, since we didn't fill anything else, is all not complete. You submit, and of course, after I submit and haven't filled in anything, right, I can see the results here if I wanted to, but obviously we didn't do anything on that. Anyway, so that's the quizzes, and with that, I believe that we are all set to begin the course. I look forward to meeting you on February 18th, and this will be a great journey that we can walk together. See you then.